Okay, today I'm going to try to show you how to, hey, look, Jack is by the door there. I'm going to try to show you how to, and this is how I do it, how I cut panels, various sizes, out of thin masonite that you can get in Home Depot in small sizes, about maybe twice as big as this, so you can get it in your car. And what do you need? You need, sorry, I'm wearing a rig around my neck, so I'm not actually holding the phone, so let's see how this works. It's awkward as hell, but it might work. So what do you need? You need a yardstick, you need an X-Acto knife, which has a reasonably sharp blade in it. I could actually change this blade, but I'm not going to. It's still sort of good, but ideally I would change the blade before I did this, but I'm not going to do it today. Hopefully it'll work. The demonstration will work. You need a mechanical pencil with some hard lead in it. No, not too soft anyways. And you need a good yardstick that's not scarred up. You need a board, a heavy board that's flat. This one's a little bit scarred up. That's a bigger board than this would be ideal, but at least I have this. So I'm going to try to get the longest area here that I can. And I'm going to choose a side. I'm going to make this, no, darn it. I'm trying to make sure that I get everything in the shot here. Okay, so I'm going to make 8 by 8 inch panels. So I'm going to measure very carefully to the edge. You want this to be square, so anytime you're out of square, you can have problems. So 8 inches, mark it. Exactly 8 inches. Make sure your calibrations are good, not marked up. Rulers get marked up and damaged over time and you can't read the calibrations very well. Make sure your calibrations are clear, easy to read. Okay. Phone, are you still working good? Take another picture of Jack there. Hi, Jack. Jack likes the cold concrete floor in this heat wave, so he's sitting there. Okay, so I've got heavy wood, heavy plywood underneath me here and here, so that is to hold the cut. This ruler is not too marked up on the edge, so I don't even have to draw that line. Oh, darn it, let's see, let's make sure that's shooting as it should. Now, I use this foot. I'll pull that up a bit. I use that foot to hold this ruler, and I use this hand to hold the ruler. I think you can see that. Now, repeated scribes with not too much pressure. Repeated. Not too much pressure. Jack, are you paying attention so you can do this later for me? Sorry, the phone is slipping a bit. Now, you can also mark this at this point and come in from the other side. I prefer just to go straight through with repeated cuts. Now, what do you need to do this? You need a little bit of upper body strength. Not a lot, mind you, but some. Now, because I'm making 8-inch panels here, I actually am going to do that. I'm going to turn this over and mark it. I'm almost all the way through. I'm going to just mark this. I'm going to cut this from the other side as well. Yeah, I'm right through here. You can see where I'm through. Sometimes one of your hands is going to be a little stronger than the other one. And so one side will come through first. So you can see. Sorry, this is cumbersome, I know. You can see here that the cut has already come through. So I'm going to finish this cut by holding again and cutting. And there we go, the cut has been made. Set that aside. And now, look how clean that cut is. That's better than on a table saw. So I used to do these on the table saw, but I decided this is better. Where's my ruler? Okay. Now you have to guarantee though that your cuts are square, and you should check them with a square from time to time. So I'm going to measure again. 8 inches here. Sorry, I'm not again watching to make sure that I'm in the frame all the time. These chest gizmos are they're better designed for shooting far away. For shooting close up, not the greatest. Okay, so I'm just going to take my square and check this mark that I've made for square. Let's see if I can show you that. Yeah, I'm gonna, which side is better? Okay, I feel confident I'm pretty square there. I'm gonna mark it. I'm on that line as well, more or less. Let's straighten that out. Okay, another 8 by 8 inch mark. Another marking that. And this one will be easier to do because it's not quite so long. Come on, phone, do what I want you to do. Okay, make sure you're exactly on the line. This is where the upper body strength comes in. Now, don't cut yourself doing this. This is the only thing I would say. I would say, don't do this if you don't feel comfortable being this close to your hand. But my blade is going straight down. It's not pointing towards my hand. And so I don't feel in danger. But, you are applying a bit of pressure. And this is a hell of a sharp blade. And you don't want to cut yourself. So, if I had a really super sharp blade in here, I'd be through this already. But, as I said, I didn't change my blade before I started this. You can buy your blades in bulk. And it's a cheaper way to do it if you like doing it this way. I'm going to come from the other side again. And you see that I'm almost all the way through. You can see it. You can see the cut coming through already. But I'm just going to finish this off now. Finish this off. There we go. It's nice and clean. So I make a lot of these panels. I'll make a whole bunch. I was just checking for square. Pretty good. 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 Why I like checking for square on these also is because when I frame, sometimes I frame these up with frames that I make myself, so it's very important that they're really super square. This one here is a little off. So on this side, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to shave a little bit off this side. Normally you don't have to do this. I mean, I'm being kind of picky here, and it's not really necessary to do this, but I'm kind of picky, so I'm going to do it. I'm just about to shave a little bit off. That's all I'm going to take off. There we go. Check it again. Good. Good. Yes. And yes. So I feel confident that I made a frame. If I made a nice frame for this, it would be square. I don't have to worry about squareness. So this is how I make lots of panels, cutting them out of this material. So again, make sure the blade in this is super sharp. If you're concerned at all, change it more often. And remember that each one of these blades has two sides. So you're not getting complete wastage. You don't have to worry about filling up the landfill. Get a mechanical pencil, like really sharp lead. Get a straight edge ruler that's metal. Get a sheet of, this is 3/4 inch plywood, 1/2 inch plywood would do 2. And this is the thin kind of masonite. By the way, this works with plywood too. I also cut plywood panels, and I cut up to about 1/8 of an inch. I cut double this thickness on the plywood panels. So I cut all my small panels this way now, and I switched from doing it on a table saw after I figured out that this is actually more accurate, easier, and it's a little harder for me right now because I'm wearing this gizmo on my neck, but this is pretty easy to do. Okay, over and out.